Good morning and welcome back to a special Thursday edition of Miniature Monday here on Gaming with ADHD. Today we are continuing to look at the Battletech miniatures recently released from Catalyst Game Labs as part of the Clan Invasion Kickstarter. And today we're looking at the Inner Sphere Support Lance. I just realized my camera's a little out of focus. Now, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that what I'm doing here is I'm taking the miniatures and doing an unboxing, looking at the contents of the box real quick, but then I'm looking at the miniatures and letting you get some 360 views of the miniatures themselves, while also looking at some of the classic art that has been released over the years that evolved to the figures that we have today. So, before we get started, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I have more of these figures to review, and I've also got some more great Battletech ideas for after I get all of the unboxings complete. Now, I would absolutely appreciate if you did like the video, if you enjoy what I'm doing here, and also comment down below. Let me know what you think of the mechs in this set. And, did you have the original ones? Do you have this current set? Which are your favorite? I'm happy to talk about it. So, with that being said, let's get into it and check out these mechs. So, since these are Inner Sphere figures, we do get a set of 4 instead of 5 like we got in the Clan Stars. So, like all of the other sets, you're going to get the figures. And then you also get a package of cards for both the pilots and the Alpha Strike versions of the mechs. But we'll look at those. We'll look at those here in just a minute. So, in this set we have the Thug, the Cyclops, the Dragon, and the Spider. Now, these were all released in in a variety of codexes, typically either 3025 or even 2750 for one of these. 2750 was the Star League era sourcebook. So, with that being said, let's set the figures to the side, take a quick look at the cards, and then we'll get in and look at the figures themselves. Alright, so I know this is on repeat for some of you, but just for new viewers, what you get here is the pilot card. So, on each pilot, you're going to have the gunnery value and the piloting value at the top of the card. You're also going to get some background about the pilot and then any possible special abilities that they have. Okay, so in this case, we've got a House Kurita Dragon. And on the reverse, we've got a Rosselhog Republic Dragon. That would not be an easy paint job. We've got a House Merrick Knights of the Inner Sphere Thug. And House Kurita Thug. An Eridani Light Horse Mercenary Cyclops. Ooh, Ariana Winston. Some big name characters if you know what you're looking at. We've got another Mercenary Cyclops. And then we've got a Mercenary Spider. And another Mercenary Spider. So lots of mercenaries in this set. And then, of course, we have our Alpha Strike cards. So remember, these are your rules light versions for running large-scale games with lots of mechs and units on the table. But we've got a card for the Thug, the Cyclops, the Dragon, in this case, that was the Grand Dragon version, but we also have the regular Dragon, and then the Spider. So, pretty consistent. Nice that they are including these, although completely not required for actual play. All right. So, on to the figures and the art. And the first one that we're going to be taking a look at is the Cyclops. Now, this to me is one of those that just stuck out in my head when I first saw it. Now, they've actually changed it up a decent amount. It no longer has the, I'm going to call it the Rebel Trooper helmet on the head of the mech, but it definitely does have the antenna on the back. This is a command mech, so typically in the lore you would see a pilot and then also a general running in the back with a more of a command system. So you still get that, but I can see that they kept the kind of this angled back here, the LRMs on the torso, weapons on the arm. Let's see. Now, this did make an appearance in camo specs. Looks like it's a new piece of art. Not quite as good as the previous version, but remember, camo specs was that early look at, potential camo schemes that you could use to paint your mechs, way back in the day. Obviously, this would have been around mid-'80s when it was released. Now, we then got this version of the Cyclops in 3050. So, still keeping the art. Obviously, they've got a little bit of inconsistency here between the 2 feet. But keeping the AC over here, the LRMs and the energy weapons, still with the angled, back as well. 3050 upgrade, trying to get a little bit more modern art, still with the Rebel Trooper helmet, with the giant viewport. But then that gets us to our Ill-Clan version of the mech. So with this one, I think they've kept the art very, very consistent over the years. Obviously this is a little bit more modern, but you still get a lot of the same kind of a feel. It does lose the Rebel Trooper helmet, so we don't have that still, but they tried to keep the round viewport, which they have on the mech as well. So especially if you are good at jeweling your canopies, this is going to show up really, really well. Overall, I think this is a really good version of this mech, and pretty excited about this one. Alright, the next one on the list is the Thug. Now, this one originally released in the 2050 Codex. Now, so this makes it a Star League era mech. Very distinct piece of art to me. I mean, it just looks like this bruiser kind of a beast, and they've very much kept that art moving forward, especially in the current design that you see on the rotating display. It's a big mech. I believe it runs a couple of PPCs in the arms, not a whole lot of other weapons, but tons of armor. This is the, I want to say, 3025 revised. So when they redid the books, got rid of 2750 and kind of mixed everything in, this was the art that we got for that. For 3050 upgrade, now this looks like it very much is taking from that 2750 art and and then upgrading it to just some newer art. Keeps the look, the kind of head in the chest look that the mech has. This is 3050 upgrade, I think. No, 3039. And then we have our Ill-Clan version. 3039 was another compilation, remix some of the technical readouts. But this is the current version that we have and the one that was used for the art. I think they did fantastic at keeping the design stylings. The hands here, which seem to come out of the inside of the energy weapons, still kind of maintaining that aesthetic. The head in the torso. Overall, I think this one actually is a great improvement on the original art. They just did really, really well with this one. So that is the Thug. Next, we have the Dragon. Now, this is basically the kind of the totem mech for the Draconis Combine. It was created late in the Succession Wars, but very much has this distinct styling. The kind of nose that sticks out in the torso, but has the LRM-10 rack there. Very, very distinctive, very, very iconic for this particular mech. This, I think, is one of the better pieces of art from 3025. Still a little odd with the shape of this arm here, but then you've got this kind of distinctive diamond pattern energy weapon in the left hand over here. Now, it did make an appearance in camo specs, as we can see here. I believe this is... I forget the unit that's part of. We then got this from the Total Warfare rulebook. Very much keeping the 3025 art, but putting some modern coloring on it. I say the 3025 art just because of the way that this arm is positioned and designed. Now, I don't have an Ill-Clan version. That's one reason I kept this. I think that the current version, the Ill-Clan version, very much holds up. They do maintain that kind of diamond pattern left hand, and I think the design on the right arm has been improved because it doesn't have this this offset here. But again, they keep kind of the distinctive nose, and overall it's a good mech. It'll look good in some Karita red. And that is the Dragon. And then the final one is the Spider. Now, this is just a 30-ton mech, originally making its appearance in 3025 with this piece of art right here. I remember distinctly seeing this piece of art a lot as a kid. It's got tons of jump jets here on its back, as you can see on the miniature. Basically, it is going to jump and shoot and, move all around the battlefield. This is the, I believe, 3050 version. Yes, 3050. 3050 upgrade, so getting a little bit better art, but also a bit more dynamic posing. You've got some extra mechs here in the back. It looks like we've got a Raven and probably a Black Knight, but I'm not sure. We then go to this one out of 3085. Now, this version is the design that we saw in MechWarrior. So in the Clicks version of the game. I'll be honest, I actually really do enjoy the look of this one. It is very different. It's got kind of the wings on its back instead of I don't even know what they are, just the vents that they have here on the back and the side. But overall, I liked this design. I think this one was a very clean design, and I like that figure. But we then go to this one for Ill-Clan. Now we're getting back to kind of these, these fins on the back, the twin lasers in the front. So this one I kind of look at as its own thing. It's a little different than we got originally. It's definitely not the version that we saw in 3085, but it still, implies that it is jumping and moving around the battlefield quickly and, hitting as hard as it can. So overall, I liked this one. This set I did very much enjoy. I think they are some good figures. I will also admit that I am a little biased towards the larger, heavy, and assault style mechs anyways, but that's just because I like when you can get the big weapons and, take 15 damage, things like that. So, this set really kind of scratches that itch. Not necessarily the best figures that they've made, but definitely some fun ones. So, anyways, what did you think? Comment down below, which of the figures do you have? Don't forget, there will be a link in the description if you do purchase your Battletech books through DriveThruRPG. It is an affiliate link and definitely helps out the channel so that I can offset some of those costs, but it doesn't cost you anything else. So if you use it, I'd appreciate it. If not, no worries. Thank you for coming. I appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.